everyone, and welcome back to my art channel. I'm glad you're with me again today. And so in today's video, I'm going to discuss an art principle that I think will help you. It's true for oil painting, but it's true for any art. Whether it's drawing or watercolor, it doesn't matter. It's just a basic art principle that's true across the board, and that's what's called. My mentor Daniel Edmondson used to refer to it as structural unity, and but another way you could refer to it is shadow consistency. And the problem that a lot of beginners have, and I've seen this when they're just starting out, is I'll do an example. Let's say they're painting like a pear or something. You know, they're doing a still life and they're painting a pear. They'll have the pear, and we'll just roughly paint in the shape of a pear here. Okay, and they'll have a pear like this, and then you'll see, and then they'll put some, they'll kind of put some light in on this side like this. And then maybe like a little bit of a darker area in here. And then they'll go in, and underneath the pear, they'll put in this shadow that looks like this. And then that's how they'll leave it. And they can't quite figure out what's wrong. And what's wrong is this lacks structural unity, aka value or shadow consistency. And in other words, if you've got a light source that's coming from this direction, and you see it's a single light source coming from this direction that's shining on the pear, then, and it's the pear is casting a shadow that's this dark on the surface of the table, then the shadow on this side of the pear must be just as dark as this. So the way to fix this, and this is I see a lot of beginners get trumped up with this, so and it's one thing that really goes a long way. This side of the pear has got to be, maybe not exactly, but almost as dark as the shadow. On the table. So, see, now normally I would have put the shadow in first, but I wanted to make this a demo so that it would make sense to you. And then come in with even more light right in here. Now, do you see what a difference just that makes? All of a sudden it's like, okay, now it looks more realistic. And the reason is because the lighting on the pear and the table are consistent. And the shadow, the value of the shadow when it meets here, whoops, and but the value of the shadow when it meets here, does the line between the pear and the shadow surface on the table can almost disappear and sort of blend together, and it'll still it'll still look right. And then you do sometimes get reflected light up on the surface, but the reflected light will never be, it will never be as light as the lit side of the pier. So if you were to put a little warmth in there, just to warm it up, it can help. But you see how the shadow side of the pear has got to be nearly as dark, if not as exactly the same value in darkness as the shadow that's being cast on the table. And that's what you call structural unity or shadow consistency. And that's a big deal. And it's something that I see a lot of, beginning painters really struggle with. And it really kind of flummoxes them because they look at it and they know something's not right, but they can't quite figure out what it is. So then they might make the shadow too light, and then it just kind of gets away from them. So if you pay close attention, and again, this is across the board, whether you're doing portraits, whether you're doing landscapes, still life, it doesn't matter. Check to see that adjacent areas are consistently shadowed or lit, and check to see that similar, like if you have like say we're painting a building and you had a stone wall, you had a building where the light was coming from one side, and the wall of the building facing away from the sun, all of the walls on that same plane facing away from the sun should have the same shadow value. They should be consistent because the light is consistent. So, and that will go a long way toward making your, really kind of ramping your paintings up to the next level. And this is the stuff they didn't learn this in art school. I had to learn this. I actually learned it from when I did a mentorship, online mentorship with Daniel Edmondson, and he's a really great, fantastic teacher, and he's on YouTube. You can look him up. And it's like, until he talked about it, I mean, it was something that I sort of intuitively understood, but once he, brought it down to earth and made it concrete, then it's like when I started looking at other paintings, I could see right away the value, the shadow consistency is not right. The structural unity is off. The shadows are not consistent with each other, and that's why it isn't reading correctly. So anyway, I hope that makes sense to you and that this will help you in your own paintings. And I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button so you won't miss the next video. And why not spread the joy? Be sure to share my videos on your favorite social media. Don't forget to head on over to my website, walcottfineart.com, where you can see my art, read my blog, or when you join my newsletter list, you can win free art. Every month, I'll choose a lucky winner from my email list, and that person will receive a mini original oil painting. There's a chance to win every month, so be sure to sign up today so you don't miss out. Plus, you'll get my fun newsletter. See you next time!